chaps and chapesses, how are we today? So, what have I been up to in Minecraft since the last time? Well, at the end of the last episode I said I was planning to work on some sort of farm for all the vegetables and regrowable stuff that you can do in the game, and indeed that is what I've been working on. So here it is. There's been a lot of work's gone into this one. We'll take you through each part of it and how I made it, and we've got this section here, and we've also got a control room down below which I'll be showing you as well. So first thing we need to do, let's get off this derp tower, and then we can take a look at how I have made all of this. The other thing you'll notice as well is that I have upgraded to 4 beacons now. So currently active at all times when I'm at my base here is speed 2, haste 2, strength 2 and jump boost 2. Those are the main ones that I would require. So it allows fairly zipping around and moving about really quickly and stuff, so it's good. So let's start at the top here. Here's the entranceway. We'll start with the basic crops. So basic crops we have are carrots, the netherwort, potatoes and the wheat. These are the ones which have to be planted and replanted by hand. We also have in these little boxes in here sugarcane, pumpkins, cactus and melons. So the basic idea of all of these is that the items will end up downstairs in the room which I've created, and each one of these units, so this here, each one of these little rooms, and the same for all the other ones, can be controlled remotely from down in the room, and basically farmed from there, and the only thing that you need to do up here is to replant these ones. So let's start with how these outer 4 work. So as you can see here, we have dispensers. Now each of these dispensers, if I can try and click on it, there we go, has a bucket of water. Now what this does is when the dispenser receives a redstone signal, it spits out the water and thus flushes all the items away down there, and we'll get to down there in a second. Same on this side, same on that side, same on that side, and indeed all these 4 outer sections with these, the ones that you have to basically replant. The redstone signal comes from here. So we've got this sitting on the back here. It's on the grass block above. In fact, I can just show you. So there's your dispenser there. You have your grass block on top of that, and then your redstone, and that activates the dispenser. Now each time it does it, it spits it out. So when it receives the redstone signal, the water comes out, and then when it receives the redstone signal again, the water goes back in again. And this is important. I'll show you downstairs why later on. How does the redstone signal get up here? Well, if we take a look under here, you can hopefully see that we've got a redstone tower here. So redstone torch, and we're going to drown if I'm not careful. Redstone torch, block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch, block. Just your standard redstone torch tower. It's all surrounded by glass just so you can see how it's doing. Creating that was a bit of a hassle. Basically it was an excellent use of the jump boost 2, because what you're able to do was go inside these glass towers which are created, put down a redstone torch, imagine that's a redstone torch, and then jump boost 2, hop, place the block, there you go. Next torch, next block, like so, all the way up. So even though it's completely surrounded by water, it made it very easy to do the tower. I say very easy, there was a couple of times where it was a bit more tricky, but in general, quite simple to do that. So the initial signal comes from down below, which again we'll show you later on. It comes up one of these 3 towers of redstone torches, so this is 3 different signals here, 1, 2, 3, and they come up to the top section here, which is beside this tree. So let's get over to that tree. Okay, so what happens here, just take this out as well. There's your top redstone torch, which is currently off because nothing's happening. When that becomes activated, it powers this block, which then powers this redstone. Goes all the way through and then activates the dispensers. Similar with this one here, in fact exactly the same with this one here. Under here is another redstone torch, activates the redstone, more dispensers. And the middle ones, same thing under this grass block here, another redstone torch, activates this redstone, takes the wire off and then goes to the room there, which we'll get to these ones in a bit. Reason why we raised this up 1 block here is because if this redstone was on the ground here as well as here, then when you activate this one, it would also activate this one. So by raising it up 1 block, it means that they don't interfere with each other and they can all be controlled separately. So the grass and flowers and everything here and trees is just to make it look a bit more natural, so that all the redstone isn't very, very obvious. And if you were sailing about on this ocean or whatever, then you'd be hard pushed to see any redstone at all. So I'm quite happy with the way it turned out in that. Okay, so that's what happens. So the redstone signal comes from down below, comes up the tower, comes through the tree, activates all the dispensers, water comes out of them all and flushes all this, on this occasion carrots, into this water tray here. Now, I will take off part of this just to show you what's happening. Okay, so what we have here is these are half slabs placed on top. It means that there's basically a half block space which these items, you can see them there, get flushed through into the water stream here. Under this water stream here is ice, which makes the items flow very, very quickly. So as soon as they get grabbed into this water, they go zoom all the way through into the middle section, which again I'll show you in a second. There's half slabs here, because this is new source blocks here, half slabs here, new source blocks behind that, basically so that you've got a constant flow of water. No matter where the items fall into the stream, they'll get sucked along into the middle section. So that's basically how it works for that. Pop a few of these back, I'll need to finish those off later. So the items are in the water stream. They come all the way along here into the middle. Take this middle block out. So there's the hole which goes down to the bottom, down to the collection area at the bottom. I'll maybe take out, yeah, let's take out this one and this one just to show you. So if we go and dump an item or two in here, just so you can see, there's a bunch of cobble, hopefully we'll be able to catch it in time. There you go, you saw the cobble going down there. So basically, in this corner here, you've got a source in that corner, that corner, that corner. So everything which falls into this little area, outside of these main water streams, gets sucked down into that hole in the middle. And that's as simple as it is. Again, it's just a one wide hole, surrounded by glass, going through the ocean, down to the control room. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So it's the same for all of these outside ones. Tree, redstone, dispensers, flush, items, zoom, down into the middle hole here, and down they go. Same for this one at this end, same for this one at this end. And I'll show you all of these working before we finish up today. These rooms here are the ones which are piston activated and can grow themselves back again. So these are the ones that you don't need to replant, hence why I've built them into these little houses. There's no need to constantly come up here and maintain them. You can just go downstairs, press the button as much as you want, they'll always regrow. There's no hassle with these ones. So let's take the sugarcane one as an example. So I come over here. So the middle one here is the line for the sugarcane. So it will come along this redstone line here into this repeater, which powers this block, which powers this redstone, powers this redstone, powers that redstone, and that takes it up into the room. So there it is there in that corner, that's where the redstone signal is. The redstone signal runs along the top there, and below that you can see just behind it is the pistons. Likewise on this side, redstone signal goes along, in the middle there, pistons again, and on the back we needed one repeater just because the signal wasn't strong enough, and again on this side, pistons there. When it's activated, pistons knock out the top two sugarcane when they're fully grown, knock them into the water stream. The water stream then takes it into the walkway, and the walkway then flushes them down into the central hole again, as we've seen. So this is the principle for the sugarcane one, and also the cactus one works in exactly the same way. The cactus one was quite a bit of a faff to do. It was quite tricky because you can't place cactus beside each other. It can't have any blocks beside it. So in terms of placing these, it was a bit difficult, but we managed to fit 13 stacks of cactus, 12 stacks of cactus in here. Again, it should give you a decent amount whenever it's broken. Here you can see the pistons, again redstone there activated, and it comes from this corner just there, see it there, and that comes from that line in the central column of the tree. So it comes along, activates all the pistons, pushes off all the cactus. You don't get the full amount from the cactus each time because the cactus, if items fall on it, gets destroyed. So some of these ones here especially, if they're unlucky enough when they pop off to land on the cactus which is left over, because there's always the bottom cactus left each time, then they'll get destroyed instead of falling in the water at the bottom and getting flushed into the water streams. So it's not 100% reliable on the cactus, and indeed all these ones which are regrowable are not 100% reliable, because there's always the chance that they pop off and they can get stuck on the ground beside it or something. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. However, the cactus is the one it happens the most to. However, as I said before, because it's regrowable, it's not a big issue. It grows back pretty quickly, and you don't really need a huge amount of cactus for things anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. So that's the reed and the cactus ones. The melon ones are slightly different, melon and pumpkins. They're slightly different again. With these ones, the stalks grow into the centre. So you can see here the maximum you can have in these little units is 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2 in that one. 1, 2, 3 in that one. 1, 2 in that one. It's just random which way it grows, which side has 3, which side has 2 usually. Same principle though, there's pistons behind these melon blocks which then push the melon slices off into the water stream in the middle, off down into the hole below. So I think that is pretty much the top area. I made it look as nice as I could. A bunch of decoration with stairs and slabs and glass and stuff, and it's quite a nice look, I think. Nice little window. Trees in the corners, as I said, to give it a nice feeling if you were sailing around or whatever, just so you saw the trees and the wood. It looks quite nice and decorative. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this up here. So what we'll do now is we will head down. Where's the exit? Over here. Yep, we'll head downstairs and we'll go look at the control room. Okay, so here we are downstairs. So here is the control room that I have built. I'm pretty pleased with the way it's turned out. We'll go through all the bits and pieces of it just now and show you exactly how this all works. So let's put these back on here. Where should we start? Right, so let's start with the carrots. So following the example that we used before, this button here will go and push the redstone signal, which will activate the dispensers that we talked about. And likewise on this side, this is the other side of the carrots. Here is some chests, all organised in the way that they are organised upstairs as well. So carrots at the entrance, the melons are on the right, the sugar farms on there, now the wort's far to the left, the potatoes are furthest away from the entrance, the wheat's on the far right. It's all organised in a kind of a map of what's in each section. And all these ones on the right here correspond to all those ones on the right there. All those ones on the left hand all correspond to the ones on the left hand side. So yeah, the way this works is you press the button, the redstone signal gets pushed up and it activates the dispensers above. So I'll do one of them just now, just to show you exactly what's been set up here. So that also turns on the redstone lamp on there to show you that upstairs the water is on. You should see any second now all the carrots from that side will come flushing down here, unless something goes horribly wrong, but I don't think it will have. There they are. And you normally get about a stack and a half. This jumpy little animation is a weird visual bug, which is quite cool, I think. This is a cauldron here with water in it. If you manage to land the items central in the cauldron, they'll just bounce up and down like that constantly, which I think is quite neat. So there we go, we've picked them up. Yeah, we got over just about 2 stacks of carrots there. I'll keep some of them for eating because I am hungry. So you'll see this light's still on, so I know that this one here has still got the water flowing upstairs. So if we'll go upstairs and we'll just check that to make sure. Take the ladder up. And then take a right, and you'll see that this side the water is still flowing. So it's flushed all of these carrots down here into the central water stream, flushed them all down the hole in the middle, and we've collected them all in that space in the bottom. So that light that's there is the way for me to be able to basically see which ones still have the water flowing and which ones haven't, because really you want to leave the water flowing until all of the items have been flushed down the system. And I did think about trying to time that with redstone and leave it active for a set period, but it was just easier this way. So when you're done, click it again, redstone light goes off, so I now know that the dispensers upstairs are off and that area is now free to be replanted again. So that's basically how that works. For these ones, the melon, the sugarcane, the cactus, sorry, the pumpkin and the cactus, these don't trigger on because they're just pistons, so the pistons just activate once, push all the items off into the water streams. There's some melon, there's some sugarcane, there's some pumpkins, there's some cactus. So yeah, the pistons just push all the items off and then retract straight away again, ready for them to grow again and be pushed off again. So these 4, nothing particularly special about those. There they are there. Just collect them up and then pop them in their respective boxes. We got 15 cactus that time, that was pretty good. Only a few pumpkins that time. Good bit of sugarcane again, and a decent bit of melon again. Yeah, so that's it. Basically that's how it works on this side of things. It's fairly simple to understand. I was decorative here with some upside down stairs and the lamps and the wood, just kind of echoing the design that's up the top down in this room here as well. So now I'll show you the redstone behind here, which is quite a lot of redstone, but it's not too difficult to understand. This is a slime chunk, so we have a lot of these little fellows bashing around all the time. Okay, so let's do the easy one first. So this one here is one of the renewable ones, so nothing special with this. All you do is you press the button, it follows the redstone wire all along here, repeater here to extend the signal, all the way along here into repeater to power this block, which turns that bottom torch off. The torch tray then goes all the way up to the top, and it pulses at the top, obviously, when that torch goes on and off. So that's how we get the signal up. These go straight up into those glass tubes which are in the water, which you saw earlier, and go all the way up to the farm. So that's the simple one. These ones here are a bit trickier. Now this is a T flip-flop. You may have seen T flip-flops before. This is one without pistons, and it's pretty cool because all it uses is 2 repeaters. It's fairly simple, fairly small, 3 by 3 here and by 1 high. Apart from your output, obviously this is the output here. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. So what happens with this is when this gets triggered out, then that turns off, turns that off, and at the same time that goes off. Now that locks back into place while it's off because the delays are correct so that it does that. Obviously when that block doesn't get an input, that turns on, powers redstone which is above it. There's a, I don't know if we can really see, oh we can maybe go here and see. Yep, just there. So you can see in the corner there, the redstone is above that one there, little thing here onto the top of the lamp. So you click it once, that switches, that will be off instead of on. We can do that now and show you actually. So that's on now. So we know that the water is on as well upstairs. And that's off. So you know that that one is on and it's powering the lamp, like so. Again, flick it off, it switches it, and this is on again, which means that that is off and the lamp is off. And also, because the lamp is off, you now know that the dispensers upstairs are off as well. The other part of that is just the signal again to the up and down. So all it does here is it powers along here. This is inverted so that when that torch goes off because you've pressed the button, this goes off, therefore this one goes on, powers the signal up to that block, up to the top. Very simple. Very simple, but it took a while to organise and fit it all into the space. These two in the middle had to be put underneath. It's exactly the same as these, exactly the same. So this is the design if you want to use it for yourself as a T-flip, flip-flop, very easy. These, by the way, are set to 4 ticks on each, so maximum delay on each of those repeaters. Downstairs we had to be a bit cleverer because we were stuck for space, but it's exactly the same design. Here's your torch, here's your things here, so it's again, that's the 3 by 3, and then the output goes here all the way up the stairs and all along into the repeater here, which powers that one, which is the bottom torch, all the way up, activates the thing. And that is that. So what we can do now is we can harvest them all as a final thing to do with this. So we know we've already done this one, but we'll do it again just for putting the light on sake. Okay, so that's them all on. So we know they're all on because all the lights are on, and we'll go upstairs and we'll check that in a second as well. All the stuff is currently flooding down. Potatoes, wheat, what was next? Potatoes, wheat. There should be some wort, yep, there's another wort there, and we should be getting some carrots down as well. Yep, there's some carrots. So we'll just collect all that stuff. And as you can see, you get quite a lot from each harvest. Quite a lot, and it's still coming down. Oh, there's some more. yeah, I think that's it. So we'll go upstairs and we'll do a final check that everything is as it should be. Up the ladder, up the ladder. Here we are, so all the water's on. All the water's on. All the water's on. And all the water's on. And that's it. So yeah, there we are. My farm is fully functional and working. Obviously I'll fix up these little holes in a second and replant all these things. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. And hopefully it gave you some ideas as well as to how to do your own one. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. In terms of replanting, it's really quick. All you do is you stand on these center consoles. You can reach every square here and just plant them all. It takes maybe a minute or two to replant all 4 of them, and you're done. And they regrow. Don't have to do anything else. When you're ready to harvest, press the button down below and it's all sorted. So really convenient, really easy, really nice. 4 beacons. There's the moon. It's about to be dawn. It's a good time to end the video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, guess what? Please like it, please subscribe, all those usual things. Tell your friends, tell your partners. Have fun. And that indeed will do it for today. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.